Hello, so I thought I'd just make this introduction video for this channel. Pretty much this channel is going to be all about my experience with semen retention, nofap, all of that shit. um, and just a little bit about me for this video. I wanted to touch on my history, struggles, yada yada yada. Pretty much I've been on this journey since, I want to say seriously, since I was like 19. I just turned 27 this year in March, so it's been definitely, excuse me, a back and forth battle, as it often is with any sort of bad habit you try to get rid of. You know, it creeps up every now and then with wanting to sometimes give in, and I don't just say that with this in particular. I think as humans, we all have some vices and we all kind of reach for the easiest thing, even if it is maladaptive. It's just, I feel like almost part of our fundamental nature almost to self-destruct in some way, even if we don't realize it is self-destructive. We just kind of want what feels good in the moment. So for me personally, I feel like this journey has been really rewarding in the spiritual sense. I don't want to go too deep here, but pretty much in 2019, I had a total spiritual awakening. It was actually really concerning because I saw people in masks, and this was before COVID, and I kept washing my hands. I kept thinking, oh, a virus is coming from fucking, what was it, Japan? Obviously, it ended up being China, and I was wrong about that, but it was really scary how accurate what I was seeing in January of 2019 ended up being a whole year later when the virus entered the US in January of 2020, and then when the pandemic actually was announced in March of 2020. So anyways, long story short, I was tripping out. I could not handle all the spiritual energy I was receiving after retaining for so long and practicing meditation, connecting with angels, and clearing my chakras. Had to switch rooms. Apologize for the lighting. I was interrupted downstairs. Anyways, yeah, so I was working on that chakra shit, and then, yeah, shortly after that, things kind of went downhill. I'm not going to really get too much into that, but, yeah, I had a lot of crazy spiritual experiences that year. A lot of out-of-body stuff happened, things that I thought were dreams that were actual out-of-body experiences, and just things that I wasn't sure of until, like, later, like, honestly, years later, I was understanding what actually happened, because there were, like, confirmations that happened later, if that makes sense. Obviously, COVID being one of them, I didn't understand why I was seeing people with masks on, and I kept having this thought in my head, start the injection process, or no, start the sterilization process, kept repeating in my head. I kept thinking someone was going to inject me with something. Don't know what that has to do with. That was really bizarre, but I was really afraid that someone was like going to give me some sort of like disease by like coming up to me with a needle. I don't know. It was really bizarre. Anyways, yeah, so I've had a really unique and peculiar experience with semen retention because it hasn't just been my life like getting better and opening. It's been world changing. Enhancing your spiritual senses is something that not everyone should deal with, because I ended up being hospitalized for it. I had no idea what the fuck was going on. So yeah, this is just to let you all know this shit is real. And if you stay on this path for long enough, you will get side effects that you might not be able to handle. And that's totally normal. I mean, it happened to me. Didn't feel normal because I didn't know how to deal with it. But when this energy arises, you really need to find a way to move it, circulate it, not really release it, but just transmute it. And that was something that I had a difficult time with, because when you have so much of it and you don't know what to do with it, it can consume your life, and that's exactly what it did. So that was 6 years ago. I'm a lot more clear level headed now, a lot more grounded. But anyways, to make a long story short, even though this video is getting kind of long, I have still been on this path, and I am not planning on releasing at all. Retention is the best way to go. Even inside of like a monogamous relationship. I don't think I'll ever get to that point again of wanting to, because it's just the benefits are endless on this path, and I don't think a lot of men realize what they are releasing when they're actually engaged, you know, in such a highly sexualized mindset of constantly being addicted to pleasure and all that shit. And I'm speaking from experience, you know, I've been down this hole before. I've been on this path, like I said, for a long time, seriously, since I was 19, so almost a good decade now. And it's worth it. That's all I can say at the end of the day. But more videos are on the way. Thank you for listening.